We all play the game, and when we dare to cheat ourselves at solitaire, inventing lovers on the phone, repenting other lives unknown, who call to say, "Come dance with me," and murmur vague obscenities. It isn't all it seems. It's 17. Our next example is from the same year, correct?
Oh, well, yeah. We are talking about Empathy. Same year, 1975 again. Now, this artist had a fairly good size hit, number 14 in 1968, 7, I believe. Society's Child. At the time, about a fairly somewhat controversial subject for even then about interracial romance. It's very similar to Brother Louie. The black boyfriend is on the steps trying to gain entrance to the girlfriend's home, and Mama won't let him in.
And there's a connect back, see to share. Yeah. It's not half Indians who are the only people who can relate to mixed race discrimination.
Yeah. Anyway, but Society's Child. But then this song, of course, 8 years later, 1975. This was at 17.
By
Janice Ian. I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Janice Ian, of course. But fix that later. Ambition stunted. There's no, suicide going on.
There's the risk of it.
There's the risk.
Damn straight there's the risk.
This song has been made fun of and reviled.
Macho jerks, like most of the trolls online.
Okay. The ones that always did get picked first in basketball.
Yeah. And everything else.
And everything else, I suppose.
Life.
But this song was really very real. And, you and I have bantered back and forth about it. And I was stunned when you reminded me that Janice Ian, when we were talking about, gee, what would somebody like Sylvia Plath have thought about at 17 if she'd lived long enough to hear at 17? Mm-hmm. Well, you'd reminded me that when they did the Bell Jar movie, that in the closing credits, the song, I think it was "Here Comes the Night."
Here Comes the Night.
Is a Janice
Before
Ian
the dawn and the light. Here comes the night.
A Janice Ian song,
we can't actually go off onto a tangent.
Yeah, we won't.
Powerful watching that. Strangely crude, but enormously emotionally effective. That piece of work was, and the only version you could get is a really lousy transfer on DVD on Amazon. So somebody please buy the rights and pay off all the complainers and put that thing on it.
Please, I'll buy it. Okay, but at 17. All right, this is sung from a point of view of a girl who's not, she's not with the in crowd and the cool crowd. She's not even with the regular crowd. Who hated PE class, I remember when I loved so much, one of the many things.
I freaking despised PE class.
Yeah, well, I did too. You guys can relate. You remember in Rock and Roll High School, that scene where they're doing the gymnastics, and you have to dress out. You had to dress out in your gym shorts, which were assigned to you. Had to have your name on the gym shorts, and you feel awkward, geeky, not cool. Mm-hmm. Just a regular girl.
The other thing, of course, is confessional poetic lyrics. And here, I love Joni Mitchell, all right? Yeah. I adore Joni Mitchell. Blue is probably my third all-time top 10 favorite album after Rumors and Moondance. But Joni Mitchell would have considered this kind of material beneath her. She used confessional material, especially in early songs, but she would probably think that revealing this level, no matter how much it's been tweaked by the poet, right? We call the poet speaker for a reason. She can alter it, she can intensify it, it's all good. But Joni would not, she was presenting herself always as an adult woman. She's restless and free, and she would never have presented herself as that vulnerable.
Okay.
At that age. She had to grow up fast. She got pregnant early, had to leave Canada. The song Little Green is about the daughter that she had and had to give away and didn't meet for another 30 years. I mean, the details will just tear you up. But she would not have wanted to unburden that in any other than a poetic context, whereas Janice Ian in this song is really spelling it out. Here it is. If you are the ultimate geek girl, and geek guys can relate.
Yeah.
Okay, you are the ultimate wallflower at that damn high school thing you wanted to go to.
This is way before nerddom or geekdom was
Yeah.
cool. This is way closer to the Plath era than the Tina Fey era. Wouldn't anybody who felt, just like a geek kind of identify with the song? You didn't have to be a girl.
That's what I'm saying.
I want to. You don't know. He doesn't know I'm going to do this.
It's universal geek.
Yeah. You don't know I'm going to do this.
No, don't say that. Just do it.
I'm going to. Let me ask you to give me your take on a couple of passages in this song. Okay.
Mhm.
So remember those who win the game, lose the love they sought to gain, of quality. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. In debentures of quality. First use of debentures in any song, probably before or since.
I know, but now I had to stop singing.
Yeah. In debentures of quality and dubious integrity, their small town eyes will gape at you in dull surprise when payment due exceeds amounts received at 17. What's your take on that?
No, it's a brilliant poetic metaphor. It's a brilliant extended poetic metaphor. Right? We incur social debt. We pay social debt. People on the internet now, the kids, all throwing all their crap on the internet. They do not realize this. That this stuff can be used for them, it can be used against them, and it can turn on a dime. Social capital is as fungible as it's like mercury. It can change in a second. One day the hero, one day the goat.
I had to look up the word debentures.
Oh, well,
I did.
It has debt in it, so it's
it's
a financial.
That's what I figured, but I just wanted to be sure.
I know.
So a certificate or voucher acknowledging a debt.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what
we can't help ourselves.
Yeah.
We can't help ourselves.
Um.
When English majors encounter something that's a problem, what's the first thing we do? We don't start whining about it. We look it up on the freaking internet.
Now, I'm going to get your take on this one, because this one it's just 4 lines, but it's a slight twist on a similar 4 lines earlier in the song.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Repenting other lives unknown that call and say, "Come and dance with me," and murmur vague obscenities at ugly girls like me at 17.
17. The other lives unknown, of course, are all the fantasy lives of the beautiful people in high school.
Well, but it's
They
twisting
you
on
wanted to
the
live.
the use of it.
Yeah.
It's like, instead of repenting other lives unknown, she's saying inventing lovers on the
yeah,
phone.
right. But see, there's
Who
poetic quality. Is there anybody more different than Dan Hill? Okay, there's quality. There's quality poetics for 19. And I insist that this song, she didn't have another top 40 hit.
No.
She had a follow-up album that sold pretty well. She came out in the 80s and is still making records and touring. But songs like this, I'll give another example of this. Songs that were too close for comfort. This one was just too sweet for comfort, but this artist was
Phoebe Snow.
She was a soul blues folk artist, and her hit Poetry Man was seen as a novelty. It was the disease of the charts at the time. I mean, this kind of stuff, her and Genesee are Americana now, right? They have category. They have places to be played. They have audiences to play to. But at this point in time, they are seen as novelties. Yeah, women artists, generally out of New York, maybe a few out of L.A., who didn't fall for the slick Nicolette Larson, God bless her soul.
This is how I feel.
But the L.A. slickness of
A lot of
her
love.
version of Lot of Love. And I'm pretty sure I used to have a dollar copy of that she did. One of the lamest versions of You Send Me that I've ever heard.
Oh my gosh.
I'll have to look that up.
Well, I will tell you this. Genesee still is touring.
Yeah.
She's toured in the year 2015. She still has a website up and going. Kind of a postscript to At 17, which was a hit in 1975. I quit as a practice sitting down to gather myself for a 3 or 3.5 hour Grammy Awards ceremony many years ago stopped doing that.
I know, but as a cultural critic, you're really missing out.
Yeah, but every once, if I hear about something, oh, this happened and blah blah blah, and I'll watch a clip of it later, or if I'm flipping channels,
He missed Yoko and Sean.
I did miss that.
And Linda Thompson.
Oh God, I missed that. I could kick myself for missing that. But another thing I missed, but I said, okay, I gotta watch the YouTube of this. Was at 17, I believe it was the year 2007 or 8, within one of those years, that song was inducted. It's pretentious. There's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Well, did you know there's a Grammy Hall of Fame?
Of course there is.
Of course, there has to be a Grammy Hall of Fame. Well, for whatever reason, it was decided that at 17, the song was going to be inducted into the Grammy Song Hall of Fame in 2008. I think it was 2008.
Totally worthy.
Yeah, and 33 years after it was a hit, you had Taylor Swift introducing the song, commenting about it, and kind of made a joke of, gee, I was 17 like last year. I think Taylor Swift was 18 or close to it when she was
I'd already been a megastar for like 4.
Introducing the song. And introducing the song, the performer who was doing the song was Celine Dion. And, I was just thinking, Taylor Swift and Celine Dion, and I know that both of them, or at least Taylor when introducing the song, made some comment about it being a favorite and was also a favorite of the artist who was performing the song. I couldn't help but think, I'm being careful here.
These women were never geeks. Okay?
It's hard.
They may have had awkward times in their early teens, but they were never geeks. And I'm not saying that you have to be totally authentic 100% to do a song, but I can't think of a worse artist to try to interpret a song without the nuance. There's
in 2008, but it was a very, I would say, a muted,
respectful.
Yeah, it was a respectful performance.
But added nothing to the original.
Yes, totally agree.
Bingo.
Did that.
That's what we talk about when we talk about covers.
Yeah.
If you're not going to add anything original to it, stay away.
Well, she knew, Celine was smart enough not to do vocal histrionics on the cover.
That took a lot of nerve, yeah. You're not going to get Cat Power and Annie DeFranco on the Grammys doing a Hall of Fame song cover, okay?
Yeah.
It's star power, baby!
But, my sense, the word that came to mind was that she was slumming on the song,
Incredibly wrong to even watch.
How old
would be me.
How old was Avril Lavigne in 2008? Okay? Now, I could totally see Avril maybe doing a surprise cover of that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Alanis Morissette, that was years
Probably
after her. That was way earlier.
93, 94.